Brian Dietzen has penned a heartwarming tribute to his co-star Michelle Pierce, who plays Jimmy Palmer's wife Breena on NCIS after she made a surprise comeback as Jimmy Palmer's late wife Breena in the recent episode. Stick around to find out more. Let's get into it. First up, the cameo. The most recent episode of the enormously popular CBS drama began with a melancholy scene between Dr. Jimmy Palmer, Brian Dietzen, and his wife Breena, Michelle Pierce, who was revealed to have died from COVID-19 in the previous season. Thankfully, the NCIS team was able to spend one more moment together, and Brian has spoken up about their long-awaited reunion. Brian, the actor who plays Dr. Jimmy, has revealed more about the dream scenario in which he reconnected with his character's late wife, Breena. The Helpers, the 13th episode of season 19, began with a pleasant but short vision of Breena in a gorgeous meadow. Unfortunately, it was soon found that Jimmy had gone out after breathing a lethal biotoxin and was dreaming about his wife as he tried to recover consciousness. Michelle's last on-screen appearance as Breena was in 2015, thus the cold open provided long-awaited closure for viewers. Jimmy is lying his head on his late wife's knees, staring up at her as he reminisces about their time together in the opening scene of episode 13. Jimmy informs Breena that he has missed her tremendously since her unexpected death when they are relaxing in a beautiful meadow. Pierce reprises her role as Breena, and as Jimmy looks back at their love, Breena attempts to convince him to open his eyes, revealing shortly thereafter that he had collapsed inside the NCIS lab after inhaling a biotoxin. Next, why they brought her back. Furthermore, it was an ideal opportunity for Brian to reconnect with his on-screen love interest some years after their previous appearance together. He told TVLine that one of the main reasons he wanted to include this sequence was because Jimmy never got to say goodbye to his wife on screen, and the audience never got to see her one last time and say goodbye either. After some fans reacted negatively to Michelle's unceremonious leave little over a year ago, it appears Brian himself had a role in bringing her back to the screen for her final farewell. While it may have been tough to bring back recurrent guest actors due to COVID restraints, many were taken aback when the authors chose to kill off Breena rather than bring her back later. There will still be many who refuse to accept NCIS's contentious choice, but maybe seeing Breena again will help the series regain some of the goodwill it lost with its viewers last year. Brian went on to explain that the rationale for this isn't only to provide a nice cinematic beginning. He wanted Michelle to return to the set, and she wanted to come as well. Thankfully, despite the remote probability of returning to NCIS after her death, Michelle jumped at the chance to reprise her breakout role as Breena one more time. The cast was delighted to work with her again. Her co-star said that the fact that Michelle was able to return was a huge gift. She was one of her favorite people to work with on the program. In addition, Monday's episode featured Jimmy's daughter Victoria, Elle Graper, who received more than she bargained for when she visited her father at the NCIS headquarters. Brian said that it was also a way for them to have all three of them, himself, their daughter, and Breena, all in one episode, albeit not all in the same moment. It might also aid Jimmy's grieving process, since fans have remarked that the bereaved forensic specialist is still wearing his wedding band in the most recent episodes of NCIS. He said that he is moving on, and he can do so since his wife has told him that it is time for him to stop living in the past with this and to be more present as a parent. Fans enjoyed watching Victoria connect with Jimmy's NCIS co-workers, so hopefully this isn't the last time the program looks into his life outside of the lab. Jimmy bonded with Victoria when he and Cassie, Deanna Reasonover, were almost murdered by the biotoxin, so she might become a more frequent presence in the coming weeks. Next, Dietzen speaks about co-writing the episode. With the Feb 28 episode, The Helpers, he became the show's first actor to co-write an episode in the show's almost two-decade existence. He's hardly the first actor to take on extra responsibilities on the show, but actors have a tendency to assume they want to try their hand at directing more than writing. As Dietzen pointed out, Rocky Carroll directs a lot of episodes on the program, but there isn't a registration sheet where people can say, "I'd want to do this." As someone who had previously written a feature as well as several shorts, Dietzen had gained some confidence in applying his writing abilities to his day job. Dietzen says the creative part of coming up with something and putting words in the mouths of individuals he's known so personally and closely for so many years simply seemed to make a lot of sense. Even when showrunner Steve Binder gave him the green light to pursue ideas a few years ago, he was hesitant, as well the younger Jimmy Palmer, about doing so because they had one of the most creative and underappreciated writing staffs on television, and he didn't want to overstep. Williams was an obvious candidate for co-writing with the actor. Williams, who felt Dietzen was underutilized, became Jimmy Palmer's advocate by scripting a game-changing 27-episode Keep Going, in which the character dives into his personal sadness while talking another character off of a cliff. Williams was aware that Dietzen's mother had recently passed away and that he would be able to tap into those emotions at the time. It happened lately when the character character of Jimmy's wife died of COVID in a particularly heartbreaking episode. Now, in related news, Wilmer Valderrama in Zorro. NCIS viewers are going to see Special Agent Torres, Wilmer Valderrama, in a new light in tonight's new episode. But while fans have been waiting patiently for the CBS drama to return, Wilmer has been making huge movies off-screen. On February 22, the 42-year-old actor shared an Instagram reel in which he painstakingly applied a black sticker to a gym mirror. Wilmer takes his time peeling off the backing of the sticker, revealing the figure of Zorro, set to J Balvin and Rosala's Brio, which translates to bright in English. Fans may recall that the Miami native stated back in December that he will play Don Diego de la Vega and his alter ego in the forthcoming Disney TV series Zorro. According to the NCIS actor, who has been playing a special agent since 2016, he has begun to train for the part. Wilmer's followers flocked to the comments section to praise his new employment after seeing the complete unveiling of Zorro in his characteristic mask and cloak riding a horse. Many meaningful remarks were left among the love, fire, and clapping hands emojis. According to Deadline, Wilmer will serve as an executive producer as well as in front of the camera. He'll be following in the footsteps of stars Antonio Banderas and Sir Anthony Hopkins, both of whom have previously played the renowned horseman. Now, Leon Vance may need time off NCIS. The 19th season of NCIS will resume on Monday, with long-term boss director Leon Vance, played by Rocky Carroll, joining the crew on their latest case. While fans of the CBS drama are anxious to watch his next rare trip into the field, some troubling indications in the latest sneak peek have hinted at potentially disastrous outcomes. In the next NCIS Los Angeles episode, First Steps, Director Vance may see a devastating tragedy in his family and decide to leave the unit. In the most recent teaser, Nick Torres, Wilmer Valderrama, serves as both an investigator and a babysitter for Vance's kid. Kayla Vance, Naomi Grace, will be joining the team in the field for the first time, after it was confirmed that she had begun training as an agent earlier in the season. Unfortunately, her participation in the plan is derailed when she is abducted, forcing her father to intervene. When Kayla joins the task force in their newest murder investigation, Agent Torres is obviously not happy. Despite his objections, the agent acts as an unknown attacker drags her into the back of a van. Although some have suggested that Kayla may ultimately be named a permanent part of the squad, this episode may also prove to be her father's darkest hour. Recently leaked photographs have already shown that Director Vance will be taking on a perilous new job when he joins Nick in the field. Both NCIS regulars are looking deadly serious as they gaze over a corner, seemingly carrying pistols. Hopefully, their mission will be successful, but the final shot at the end of the teaser suggests otherwise. As the music swells, Vance closes the trailer with a distressed expression. While the director may be just learning of his daughter's disappearance at this point, he might also be learning of a life-threatening injury, or even her death. Now that he is aware that his family is in danger, he may opt to step back from his responsibilities in order to avoid being emotionally engaged in the team's next operations. If Kayla is murdered, he'll undoubtedly need some time away from NCIS to mourn her death. That's a wrap for this video. Would you like to see more Breena cameos? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.